Alright, people, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are back with this boss fight. We are actually going to kick his butt this time. Have no fear on that. There was actually a break for a while. Got to the point where I was not interested in this game for a bit because I had been playing Dark Souls. So you can kind of tell, like if you go back and watch the other video, I was a lot more reckless with my attacks. Here I'm a lot more, I guess you could say, defensive. A lot more careful about when I attack and my movements, stuff like that. Yeah, so you can kind of tell I've been playing Dark Souls, because that game, it's true to its tag, it will kill you. So you kind of pick up a very defensive or prodding state in games you play immediately after playing Dark Souls. I think I talked about it in some other commentaries, but I'm not actually going to upload any Let's Plays of Dark Souls because that game is not conducive to a Let's Play format, because a game that's like 60 episodes long isn't really realistic. To truly show you everything that's in Dark Souls, or at least the storyline, it would have to be really long. I guess I could cut it down if I did it in double time, but then you wouldn't get any sense of the story or anything like that. But I'm not going to do it. It's just not feasible. There's too many things coming out. I have 3 games I need to finish now, so it's not going to happen. Plus the fact that I didn't own the game, I borrowed it. I didn't get through Dark Souls, but I'll be playing it more as I get to it. So we're about to finish up Phase 1 here of this fight. Not as careful as I should have been, but, you know, it happens. I still never figured out what exactly his hitbox is. It seems to be non-existent at certain points, and I still hadn't gotten the timing down for those projectiles. But we survive it. Phase 3, he's essentially harmless when you learn the patterns. So it's 1 and 2 you really need to worry about surviving through. Last episode I was talking to you guys about my history with World of Warcraft and how it kind of relates to this fight. World of Warcraft does a lot of multi-phase boss fights, and okay, I played in the original WoW when it was actually a difficult game. With Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, the game got progressively easier as they catered to the more casual crowd, so it wasn't really a challenge, so it lost a lot of my patronage during that. With Cataclysm it got harder, but I didn't actually play through Cataclysm. In the original game is when I was really into it. Got a lot of my time, unfortunately. And I ended up in a spot as to being the top rogue in a guild. We did all the server first, we did everything. I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but in that time I picked up a lot of techniques and strategies, and I learned a lot of things when it comes to finding out what a boss does, where the boss is weak, when is the right time to attack. It helps out a lot, especially in games like Dark Souls I was talking about earlier. That game is specifically designed for you to have the toughest time beating it possible, but it still be able to be beaten. So if you do the research into it, and you do the poking and prodding on the bosses, you can beat them, even when there's really no way to beat them. Or it at least seems that there's no way to beat them. It's a good lesson to have learned in the video game world. Not particularly proud of the time spent in World of Warcraft, because it was longer than I would have liked, but I was at that point where it was the most entertaining thing to do and cost the least amount of money. So it was beneficial on 2 ends. But anyway, we're moving into Phase 3 here shortly. You'll see what I mean by him essentially being harmless in Phase 3, as long as you know the patterns. So he picks up Surge's power, stabs himself with it. As I play drums on the desk here. Wait. Gets angry, and then I almost fall over in surprise. he goes Super Saiyan mode, really angry, and shock charges this. Okay, so with this phase 3, he's going to do 2 ground pounds that put out a shockwave. You have to jump over the shockwave. Simple, right? It's the same timing every time. He does that 2 or 3 times, and then he will slam his fist into the ground right like that, and that loses the charge on that main cylinder there. I'm not sure what to call it, but that's where you attack him from. So it's all about maximizing the damage you can do in the time that he's vulnerable there. After that, he recharges the center column, as you see, and rinse and repeat. And now after that first attack phase, he added this like phaser sight thing. You essentially, it tracks you, so you just gotta stay ahead of it. And then it's back to fist pound. And I think at some point after the next vulnerable phase, he goes to 3 ground pounds with the shockwave. I'm not sure when exactly it is, but we'll see. Jump. And jump. And bam. I hadn't quite figured out everything when I recorded this, so that's why I had the extra jump there and I lost a little bit of time on damage, but it doesn't end up being a huge deal, because I still get him down to another third. Now here, I believe he'll go to the 3 ground pounds and the phaser eyes. Here comes... yeah, he pulls out the other area. There's the phaser. I guess it comes from his hand. I think I get hit by it. Yeah, I got hit by it there. But it didn't do a whole lot of damage, so it's not a big deal if you get smacked by it. 1, 2, 3, jump. And we'll do another wave of 3, I think. 2, 3, and then I believe he slams his fist in, I think. Yeah. He might die on this one, it might be the next rotation. But the boss is fairly simple. You just have to have the patience to figure out what he's doing, when he's going to do it, and take care of it. And we will let you watch the cutscene here.
Thing down here. We need to destroy it.
Phenomenal performance. I'm sorry I only caught the end of it. You realize what you're holding?
Stolen mutant powers.
Bien sûr. Extracted, concentrated, and turned into a drug. Please. That belongs with us, not with the human.
If they've got more machines like this, they'll have an army to throw against us.
Then an army is exactly what we need on our side.
Don't think you'll profit from this. Destroy it. It's a crime and an obscenity. The X-Men don't use such weapons.
Alright, so I'm debating which one to give it to. I've essentially already made up my mind. I'm going X-Men all the way. Because, well, they're the X-Men.
Mutants are in charge of our own destiny. We are not so poor for them to play with.
What a wonderful thing a conscience is. But you missed a little piece.
What's this?
A young lady by the name of Kitty Pryde. Shadowcat. They took her too. You made your choice. Now we'll all have to live with it.
You'll understand, eventually.
It stopped, I think.
You're lucky it wasn't a full dose.
Come, little one. Cyclops needs to know what's happened.
Right on. So that's what happens. I'm not sure what happens if you choose to give it to Gambit. It sounded
I'm
like...
hoping that was the worst of it.
Damn it.
But I'm telling you, Scott, that place was not something they built yesterday.
We have to get to the bottom of this. Attacks on mutants are increasing all over the world after the rally attack was broadcast. Quicksilver will have told Magneto by now, which means we're one step closer to a full-on human-mutant war. The kid held up well?
Oh yeah, no first night nerves or anything.
This young mutant has strength of spirit.
Alright, so I'm not sure what happens if you give it to Gambit. I did go through and upgrade some powers here, but I fast-forwarded it. So it's double speed, I believe. But it sounded like Gambit was going to try and generate his own race of super-powered mutant humans. Superhuman, mutant-powered people. I don't know how to phrase that accurately, but that's what it sounded like. I was not a fan of that idea, so I said, no, Remy, you can't have it, and I threw it to the Russian guy. Usually a good idea, throw it to the Russian guy. The obsidian skin, which was the third thing I picked up, actually gives me more damage resistance. So that's what I definitely wanted. Because it felt like at points you were taking more damage than was necessary. So I did want to go ahead and power that all the way up.
Please tell me this is over now.
It's good that you managed to get everyone out. But over? I'm afraid it's just beginning. Colossus was right. The serum needed to be destroyed.
It goes against everything the Purifiers stand for. I mean, to farm mutants and to use their abilities, it's foul.
A good soldier follows orders. You're a traitor for telling these mutants so much.
So we're facing some kind of strategic alliance between the Purifiers and the U-Men, which on the face of it is insane.
Where's Magneto through all this? I mean, after that bridge drop, he disappeared.
Magneto doesn't disappear. He's watching. I know he has his Brotherhood systematically sweeping the streets for the Purifiers.
Well, there's some logic to that. I mean, that's what the Purifiers are trying to do to us. I mean, to you. To mutants.
I understand your anger, but Magneto is fanning the flames. Open warfare between humans and mutants is what we're trying to avoid.
So we're trying to pull the city back from the brink to calm things down.
And to make sure they're checked into the MRD's Telos satellite. There's some suspect power usage running beneath the ground and into the fissure. I'd like to scout out the location without showing our hand. You have no connection to the X-Men and you won't show up in any of their databases.
I'll go check it out. I'm going.
You're doing the right thing. For you, I think, as well as for the city.
Okay, so I didn't talk over that because it's story development. One thing I realized that I'll have to tell you guys about later, well, I can't really tell anything because I might give it away, but I skipped Surge's mission because it seemed like it was surplus.
Son, I look at what you've become and
Probably
I
another
weep
challenge
for you.
arena that I didn't really need to
The
do.
way you bought into the Brotherhood's agenda. Is there no human left in you at all?
Get another cutscene here. Oh yeah.
Who are you?
Wait. I'm on your side.
That's so.
I'm not with them.
There's nothing left of my son.
Something around here is using huge amounts of energy. I'm here to check it out.
Weird power signature, huh? I was just following a scent. Guy attacked back at the rally.
Just by talking to you, I'm betraying everything that ever meant anything to me. Spitting on my father's memory.
Yeah, God's got a weird sense of humor, don't he? But anyone ever tried to tell me how to live my life, I just had the 3 answers for him.
3 answers?
Yeah, they're sharp, they're shiny, and they make a deep impression.
Quite a security setup to protect some boxes.
Ain't it, though? Makes you wonder. I saw you at the rally.
What? No, that was... Yeah, I was there.
You're facing a tough road, bub. Look, kid, I'm no babysitter. Tag along if you like, but it's at your own risk.
I said I'm gonna check this place out. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, folks, that's going to be it for this episode of X-Men Destiny. Join me for the next one coming soon. Catch y'all later. Check out the other playthroughs. Go ahead and comment, subscribe, like, do those things you love to do. Catch y'all later.